Pakistan Engineers Forum. Honesty, dedication, and professional excellence.
باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم قل هو اللہ احد اللہ الصمد لم یلد ولم یولد ولم یکن له کفوا احد صدق اللہ العظیم. Engineer Noman is PG student in Austria. So today he will be talking about scholarships opportunities for Pakistani students throughout the world. اور وہ ایکسپلین کریں گے کہ آپ لوگوں نے کس طریقے سے اسکالرشپ کے لیے اپلائی کرنا ہے، پھر آپ لوگوں نے کس طرح کنٹیکٹ کرنا ہے پروفیسر کے ساتھ، اور آخر تک وہ ایک ایک چیز بتا دے گا. پھر بھی اگر آپ لوگوں کے ذہن میں کوئی کویشچن آ جاتا ہے تو آپ لوگ اپنے ساتھ لکھ لیں، اور پریزنٹیشن کے آخر میں پھر ون بائی ون ہم ایک ایک کویشچن لیں گے انشاءاللہ. آپ لوگوں سے درخواست ہے کہ اپنے مائک کو میوٹ رکھیں اور درمیان میں ڈسٹربنس نہ کریں، تاکہ یہ ہمارا جو پروسیس ہے یہ اسموتھلی چلا جائے. اچھا، یہ پاکستان انجینئر فورم کی طرف سے ہم نے ارینج کیا ہوا ہے، اور انشاءاللہ ہم کوشش کریں گے کہ ہر مہینے میں ایک ایک پریزنٹیشن رکھیں. کوشش کریں گے کہ ایک سے زیادہ ہو جائے، لیکن ایک تو ضرور ہوگا انشاءاللہ. اور اس میں ہم آپ لوگوں کو فری سافٹ ویئر بھی سکھائیں گے. ہم نے ایک چینل بھی بنایا ہوا ہے ڈاکٹر کے اس کے اکیڈمی کے نام سے. تو آپ ہی کے سینئرز، آپ ہی کے جونیئر، آپ ہی کے کلاس فیلو اور آپ ہی کے دوستوں کے وہ ویڈیوز ہم نے شیئر کیے، وہاں پہ آپ لوگ ریوٹ آپ سیکھ سکتے ہیں. باقی کافی سارے سافٹ ویئرز ہیں جو آپ لوگ آسانی سے وہاں پہ فری میں سیکھ سکتے ہیں انشاءاللہ. تو کائنڈلی نعمان بیٹا آپ لوگ بسم اللہ کرے. شاباش.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. میں اس ٹاپک پہ جو کہ بہت ایک امپورٹنٹ ٹاپک ہے آج کل کے سچویشن میں ہمارے لیے، تو اس پہ میں نے یہ شارٹ پریزنٹیشن بنائے، اور میں نے کوشش کی ہے کہ میں اس میں بہت سی چیزوں کو کور کروں، اور جو آپ کے اسپیسیفک کویسچنز ہو تو ہم پھر لاسٹ پہ وہ میں اس کے آنسرز آپ کو دوں گا. تو پہلے میں تھوڑا سا اپنا انٹروڈکشن کرواؤں کہ میرا نام نعمان ہے. میں نے یو ٹی پشاور سے سول انجینئرنگ کی ہے. پھر اس کے بعد میں نے ماسٹر ٹائز ٹوکیو ٹیک اور کسیساچ یونیورسٹی کا ایک پروگرام تھا اسکالرشپ پہ، وہاں سے کیا ہے. اور ابھی جو ہے میں پروجیکٹ اسسٹنٹ ہوں، پی ایچ ڈی اسٹوڈنٹ بھی ہوں. وڈ کام 3D پروجیکٹ ہے ہمارا، اور ٹیکنیکل یونیورسٹی ویانا آسٹریا میں اس وقت ہوں. تو میں ان کانٹینٹس کو کور کروں گا. کوشش کروں گا کہ میں ان چیزوں کے بارے میں ڈیٹیل سے بھی بتاؤں، اور کچھ چیزوں کے بارے میں تھوڑا سا بریفلی وہ بتاؤں گا. تو پہلے وائی اسکالرشپ اور فنڈڈ پوزیشنز، اسکالرشپ کیوں چاہیے، کیوں ضروری ہے، کیوں امپورٹنٹ ہے. اس کے بعد پھر اس فنڈڈ پوزیشن یا اسکالرشپس کی کیا ریکوائرمنٹس ہوتی ہے، جنرل ریکوائرمنٹس، اور پھر اسپیسیفک ٹو دی پوزیشن ریکوائرمنٹس کیا ہوتی ہے. پھر میں تھوڑا سا کنٹری وائز اسکالرشپ کے بارے میں بتاؤں گا کہ کون سی کنٹریز میں کون کون سے اسکالرشپس آفر ہوتی ہیں، اور کچھ کی میں ریکوائرمنٹس بھی بتاؤں گا. اور کیونکہ میرا کئی کنٹریز میں ایکسپیرینس رہا ہے تو میں وہ ایکسپیرینس بھی شیئر کروں گا. پھر میں تھوڑا سا سیلف فنڈڈ اپرچونیٹیز کے بارے میں بھی بتاؤں گا، مطلب کہ جو لوگ فنڈ خود ہی اپنے آپ کو فنڈڈ پوزیشن پہ، یا مطلب وہ اپنے سیلف فائنینس بیسس پہ آنا چاہتے ہیں، تو کون سے کنٹریز ان کے لیے فیزیبل ہیں فائنینشیل لحاظ سے بھی اور فیوچر اپرچونیٹیز کے لحاظ سے بھی. اور پھر اسکالرشپ کیسے ہم نے فائنڈ کرنا ہے، کیسے سرچ کرنا ہے، اور پھر فنڈڈ پوزیشن یا اسکالرشپ کے لیے ہم نے کیسے اپروچ کرنا ہے. So why scholarship or funded position? So first of all, it opens doors to top class universities, top class institute throughout the world. So you can be a graduate of UT Peshawar and you can get position at best universities in the US or any good universities in the European Union. Also, it offers you a significant amount of research funding. For example, the project in which I am working, the funding is about 4.2 million euros. So it's an industrially academic industry collaboration. And then another point is it gives you access to state-of-the-art research facilities. Even you won't have thought about it, and still you will be having those research facilities if you go abroad or if you get a funded position. Also, it gives you international exposure throughout the world. Once you join a funded position, you can go to conferences to any other European countries or America or Canada or anywhere in the world, and you can make links with other professors, other research groups, other institutes. So it helps in career growth. So you can be improve yourself academically, is also personal growth. So you can also get this point from the scholarship funded positions. Living allowance, it also, like all the funded positions are the scholarships, it gives you like a living allowance, and this living allowance varies from countries to countries. For example, in one country, the living allowance could be 2,000 euros. In another country, it could be 3,000 euros. So it also varies from position to position and countries to countries. Another important point is it helps you in getting PR, which is permanent residency of these countries, or for then in future you can get passport as well. I will also quote some of my examples from my friends who got these opportunities. So you can also get these uh, uh, check. Which includes your degrees and transcripts, and I will also talk about this in more detail, and maybe I will give you some examples. So even it's not the only parameter on the basis of which you are judged. So we will also talk about this, and then CV, curriculum vitae, which is a very important factor in getting any position, because it is your first impression of your career, which you have and what you have done so far. So I will advise to have this CV made in Europass format. And this is like a standard format which has been used throughout the European Union. And how to make Europass CV, it's just one click away. So I will not talk about how to make CV with Europass format, but I have given this information that you should have this Europass format CV prepared. And then another important factor is cover letter. So some positions requires that you should provide them with cover letter. So you should work on this aspect, because you have to overview what you have done, what are your skills, and why you are a good candidate for this position. This is also another important parameter. And then letter of motivation or statement of purpose. So in these letters, you should talk about yourself, what you want to achieve, how you are a suitable candidate, the skills which you possess. So you also need to have this letter of motivation or statement of purpose, which is like more structured, more topic defined, or I would say more academic. While the recommendation letters are reference letter, you also need some standout reference letter or recommendation letters, not just a general recommendation letter that the teacher knows this person for 2 years or 4 years and he was a good student. No, a good recommendation letter means that the teacher should quote some one or two instances which proves that the student is definitely talented student, or definitely he's a hardworking student, but not just quoting hardworking, but give some examples, like he did participated in a project which was like to be done in 3 weeks, and he did one in 1 week because he was hardworking, he was smart, he used these skills to complete this project. So it's like always better to give 2-3 examples or 2-3 simple examples in the recommendation letters. It will make the difference. Another document, which is research proposal. This is usually required for PhD positions, not all the time, but in some positions. For example, if you apply to Japan, or if you apply to Italy, or if you apply to some...
Noman,
Yeah,
इसको full screen करो बेटा.
okay, you cannot. Okay, so
Good, हो गया, शाबाश.
So research proposal, it's mostly requirement for PhD positions, not for master degree. For master degree, you just need 1 or 2 pages. Yeah, but for PhD position, you need it to be in like kind of more detail, 3-4 pages, more structured. And then another requirement is IELTS, but it's not mandatory in all positions. For example, in European countries, it's not mandatory to have IELTS. So even with English proficiency letter or certificate, you can apply to different positions. But in some places, IELTS is mandatory. For example, PhD position in United Arab Emirates or the US or some other countries where you need IELTS, but it's not mandatory in most of the cases. GRE, which is also optional. So you also need this GRE in some specific countries, like United States, and also one of the highly paid university of UAE, which is Khalifa University. So they also require GRE. Then some specific parameters are criteria to get positions or scholarships. So you also need your highly academic performance and GPA. For example, in MEC scholarship, which is Japanese government scholarship, your GPA should be above or 3.3 out of 4. Or in some specific countries, they have predefined criteria that the applicant should have GPA higher than this. So this is also very important that you should have higher GPA, but it's not always desired for all the positions throughout the world. Like in some places, they don't mention about GPA, but it is specific to positions and some countries. Also for work experience for some scholarships like DAD, which is German government scholarship. So you need 2 years of experience. And also there is one scholarship in Thailand where you need 2 years of experience and then you need less GPA compared to higher GPA without experience. And these leadership and potential and sorry, leadership potential and extracurricular activities. So these are also important for some scholarship. For example, if you are applying for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, which are mostly for master degree scholarships, so you also need to show these skills. So and you need to translate these skills by writing this or quoting this in your CVs or in your letter of motivation, and it can also be specific to some program. Then some countries, specific countries or region requirements, which I already explained, like Japanese government scholarship has this GPA requirement. So it's also specific to countries. And then research proposal, which I already explained, that is mostly required for some position, not in EU, especially in EU, you do not need research proposal every time. In this presentation, I will cover these countries' scholarships: Austria, Germany, Italy, Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong, United Arab Emirates, China, Thailand, and then Erasmus Mundus visit on EU level, and then United States. I will just talk shortly about it. For some countries, I have my experiences based on some countries, while about others I will just talk. So to give you more information. First, I will talk about Erasmus Mundus. This is only for master degree students. So I mean, the degree offered is master degree, and the student required to have bachelor degree, or even if someone has master degree, they can also apply for these positions. This position is like one master degree can be in 2 or 3 countries. So you study for 1 semester in one country, and then for another semester you go to another country. So and it's throughout the European Union. You will have the chances to study in different countries of European Union. They offer several programs. So they have, I would say, maybe more than 20 programs in their total scholarships, and you need to have a very standout letter of motivation for them. High GPAs, better if you have it, and also these extracurricular skills are even some online courses or some online certificates. They can also help you in these scholarships. This is a very big platform to study to search for positions in the European Union, and this is called EuroAccess. So in EuroAccess, you can find research positions, you can find PhD positions, you can find tenure positions. So throughout the European Union, and I have shared the screenshot of it, which you can see that you search EuroAccess in Google, and then whatever you look for, you write it in the search field, and then you search it, and you can find any position which is there, like within the deadline. Especially for Austria, Germany, I have used it for EU positions. You can also get like positions from Italy or other European countries, which I already explained. Another method to search for position in the EU is by LinkedIn. So everyone should have a LinkedIn profile, and they should aid or connect with their professor or the people working in their own field or in which they have interest. So you should connect with them through LinkedIn. And then once there are positions, they advertise it on LinkedIn as well. There are also some scholarships groups on Facebook as well. So you can also get all these information if the positions are advertised. So you can also get, for example, Pakistan Scholarship League is one of the Facebook group, which you can search. Now I will talk about China. So I think everyone will know like the huge number of scholarship which China offered through the China Scholarship Council. So it is always desirable to contact professors to get acceptance and then apply for master degree, PhD degree. Even there are some scholarship for bachelor degree as well in China. And I hope, or I guess most of the people will be aware of the Chinese government scholarships. But I will more focus on Japanese government scholarship and South Korea, as I have personally experienced this. Japan offer MEX scholarships for master degree and PhD degree. They also offer MEX for bachelor degree, but it is through Embassy of Japan in Pakistan. MEX scholarships works in two ways. One is called University Recommended MEX Scholarship, and one is called Embassy Recommended MEX Scholarship. In University Recommended MEX Scholarship, you need to get acceptance letter from a professor in any Japanese university which offer mixed positions. So once you get acceptance from professor, he will send you all the admission documents and all the requirements to you, or he will ask the admission committee to send you the documents to you. And then you are going to apply. You will like submit those documents back either to your supervisor, your prospective supervisor, or the admission committee. And also, as I explained earlier, the GPA requirement is there. So you need to have minimum of 3.3 GPA for these positions. And this position starts usually in September, and it varies from universities to universities. So there is no fixed deadline of this position. So you can Tokyo Institute of Technology, the admission offers starts in September, and then in some universities it ends in January, I guess. So this is how it works. And then once you submit your documents, you get initial results from the university admission committee in March, April, and then final results from MEXT in June. There is another way, which is Embassy Recommended MEXT Scholarship. So this is through Embassy of Japan in Pakistan, and usually in March or April they advertise this position, and people people need to send the documents to them, to the embassy, and then the embassy do the screening of the documents, and then they arrange a test, which is like kind of more competitive process, because thousands of people apply to the via this channel. So it is always desirable to apply through university recommended MEC scholarship, where you have more chances. So again, back to the embassy recommended. So once you are shortlisted by the embassy for the MEC scholarship position, then you need to you need to ask professor to give you admission, because you have already the scholarship from Embassy of Japan for the MEC. And then once the professor agrees to host you, and then you straight away can join the university there. And this is all for bachelor, master, and PhD degree. So they also, but the seats are very limited. So I always suggest to try to go for university recommended MEC scholarship. For South Korea, this is my personal experience, so I will also share this one. So I have given links. The one JKS is the Global Korean Scholarship, which is kind of a general scholarship for different universities. So you can be selected through two methods. One is you apply through university, and the other one is through embassy. So you can either get position with JKS for master and PhD, and then the other method, which is most commonly used, is to contact professors, and once you get acceptance letter from professor, you get admission directly. So this is the most generally or commonly used, and the chances are more as there are more opportunities through this. JKS is like they have limited seats, so it is always desirable to contact Korean professors to get master or PhD admission. But important thing is always like sometimes IELTS is also a requirement of university, and sometimes embassy. For embassy, I'm not 100% sure that if it is 100% requirement of embassy. Another important country for scholarship is Italy. So I will cover two things here: one, PhD, and then I will also talk a little bit about master degree, which is kind of privately financed, but still you get scholarship there whenever you reach there. There are, I don't know if I have the link here, but there is a website of MIUR, Ministry of University and Research, Italy, where you can find all the calls for PhD throughout Italy in all the universities. So you can just need like, I have used Google Translator. So if you see calls for PhDs, and then you click on the search, which is cerca here, and then you just search the positions, like, and all the open position will pop up to you, and you can apply for that. There are also positions here you can get, like if you have even master degree and still you apply for some research position, you can get those positions as well. Italy, why Italy? So Italy offers more than 10,000 PhD scholarships, and so I guess it is most of the PhDs like from all the countries, so other countries. So it is, I would say, easiest PhD to get compared to other countries, other European countries, because of its huge number. And another thing is like there are hundreds of universities in Italy, so you have more chances if you start applying to these universities. And the time usually is the admission usual offer starts from May or April, May, and until December. Or so some university then re-advertise positions, because the positions are more, funding is more, and less people apply, so they advertise it again. You can also find this position in Facebook group, which I explained, which is Pakistan for a Scholarship League. Also, Professor Khan Shadada has WhatsApp channel in which he usually shares PhD positions or scholarship positions. For Italy, as I already mentioned about documents, so you need those basic documents with research proposal. So you should mostly work on your CV and research proposal, which these two are the and letter of motivation. So these three documents are very important. GPA does not matter in Italy. So even if you have less GPA, if you have publication, if you have a good letter of motivation, a good CV, yeah, so you can get these positions. Then another very competitive and very high stipend scholarship is this from Hong Kong's. So Hong Kong offer two type of positions. One is called Hong Kong PhD fellowships. One is PhD studentships, and usually it is offered in December. So you need to also, it is always better to contact professor. I would say in all these scholarships, even if sometime it is not required, but if you are if you have like the like if you want to get the position and you want to have this proactive approach, so you should contact professor as well, although it will be not required, but it will also it will be like kind of motivating to contact.
नुमान भाई,
Yeah.
सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्शन, बट हमारे पास 2 मिनट्स है, 2.5 मिनट्स, उसके बाद ये लिंक एक्सपायर हो जाएगा.
Okay, I didn't know this. Okay, I will just go further. So United Arab Emirates University.
नोमान
Yeah,
2 मिनट के बाद आप सारे उसी लिंक पे दोबारा क्लिक करें और हमें ज्वाइन करें.
yeah, sure.
ओके सर.
And
आप
they are,
कंटिन्यू करें नोमान.
yeah, so Hong Kong scholarship, they are one of the highly paid positions in the world, which is annual is 42,000 US dollars they give you in stipend to their PhD students. Then United Arab Emirates University Scholarship. So there are several universities which offer paid positions for master and PhD. One of university in which I was enrolled was United Arab Emirates University. One is Khalifa University Abu Dhabi. The another one is New York University Abu Dhabi. I took these three important ones as they are highly paid. They have their research facilities are state of the art, and they also offer very handsome amount in stipend. So for their requirement is like for Khalifa University and New York University, they require IELTS and GRE, which is compulsory, while Khalifa United Arab Emirates University only requires IELTS 6.5. And if you have publication and if you have higher GPA, still you can apply, but GPA is also not the only parameter here. So even if you have less GPA, you should also apply and consider this if you have IELTS and GRE. Then I will also talk about these scholarships in Thailand. So in Thailand, there are several universities, and every university offers scholarships to master students and for master and PhD. So one of the universities is Kasetsat, one is Chulalongkorn University, Mahidol University, Thammasat University, etc. The Chulalongkorn University is one of the Chulalongkorn and Mahidol are the top universities of Thailand, which offers high amount of stipend compared to other universities in Thailand. And also they have this research, which is Thai Tokyo. So they also offer you stipend and these positions, a lot of positions they also offer, and each year several Pakistanis are selected in these. And it is always desirable to have IELTS, but if you don't have, still you can apply, and then if you are selected, they then ask you for their own English test, which is not very hard to pass. Now I will talk.
Sure.
About more about this, how to search, how to select a scholarship, how you can prepare your documents specific to a position. Specific to a position. So yeah, so here, for example, I will also give you a case study here. For example, if I'm applying to a scholarship in let's say in Italy, and in Italy, so we take a position and search. Can someone, there is one mic on, can you please mute it? So, for example, if we have a scholarship in Italy, first we need to research about this scholarship position. If it is offered in Department of Civil Engineering, for example, and in civil engineering positions on environmental engineering and other engineering fields. So if you have the background in that specific field, you try to focus on that, because if you are more aligned to one position, you have better chances to get that position. And then we prepare the documents according to that. So as I explained earlier, that for Italy, you need to prepare, like you should have a CV in Euroclass format, you should have transcript, you should have your degree, then recommendation letter or reference letter. So you should include your research proposal and CV. You should always share your CV and research proposal according to the position. Like in case of this specific field, for example, structural engineering, and I see the advertised position and all the information are given there, that what they want to see or what they want to desire. So then you should prepare your CV, and you should write, if you have worked in any structural engineering field or relevant to that position, you should include that in your CV. So you should always tailor your CV according to a position. And then your motivation letter, so they should also be aligned to that position. You should show your skills in that area, specific to that area, or the courses you have studied. So you should also mention those courses only which is relevant to that position, not all the courses which are irrelevant to that position. And then reference letter, again, as I explained earlier. So in reference letter, you should also not generalize things, but to be very specific to that position, that your teacher can write for you that this person was given a task to complete it in this way, and he did it in the other way, but he did it in a smarter way, and he got very nice results from that task. So you should always align your reference letter to positions as well, which will help you in these positions. And then a personal statement as well. So you should always focus on this a lot and try to tailor this according to the position. Just don't use generalized personal statement that you are interested and it was your dream to get this position, because everyone writes the same. And how you can be a standout if you make it a tailored one, make it aligned to the specific position, which will, and even someone who reads it will get the idea that yes, this person has studied what is important, how is this position works, and then he can figure out more, and he can, like, you will have better chances in these kind of situations. Another thing which is proof of language proficiency, which I already explained, that usually you need this English proficiency certificate. If you have IELTS, that's a better option. But if not, you should also apply IELTS, and not always important. For example, in Italy, you don't need IELTS to apply for any positions for PhD. And then the final thing is submitting the application on time. So you should always you should submit the application on time, and sometimes you need to give references emails. So if you do it on time, the teachers who will submit your references, they will have enough time to write or to submit your letter. Not if you have today is the last and you submit it today, and then your professor will have very short time to submit these letters, and you get like no marks for the reference letter. Another important thing about Italy is you get marks for all the parts. For example, for academic part, you will get marks, so you will know how many numbers you got in your academic document, academic evaluation, how much marks you got in your reference letter, how much marks you got in your research proposal. And then you will also have to appear in the interview, and then you also get the results of that. So it's very fair process, and where to improve your documents or your so you should always consider these aspects. And then again, tips how you can win an application. So try to, when you select a position, always try to make your documents according to that, and it will help you a lot if you do it. Not just apply for the sake of apply. You should target some specific position and then apply to it, make your documents, work on it. If it's professor-based position in which you have directly contacted professor, so you should search about the professor, his research, and then contact him, not just send a generalized email that I want to get PhD position or this scholarship position, because everyone is doing the same. And this is how you will be differentiated if you are more specific to that position. And always highlight your achievements. If you are a gold medalist, if you have won a project or competition, or if you have specific skills, you should always mention in your CV and also in your letter of motivation that how it will impact the project or your work in future. For example, if you have skills in some softwares which you can utilize in that project, so you should also mention these. And the other important thing is, whenever you write letter of motivation or these documents, try to review it from your seniors, from the experts, which will help you in improving these documents. And another, which I explained a few times, that your application should be stand out with your unique personal stories, which you can write it in your reference letter. Your professor can write it in your reference letter, and also you can mention it in your motivation letter. And then just common mistakes, which are like, we generalize a lot of things, make a lot of excuses that this is not very relevant, even if there is not a position which is 100% fit to your skills or expertise, but still you have to apply for it. And also, I will also give you one example in here, which is from a professor. I forgot to put that data in here in the presentation. It was very short time notice, but a professor received he advertised a position, PhD position, and more than 100 of people applied to that position. So he divided those applications in countries based, and he got like Pakistan and India was the two countries from which he got maximum number of application. Then he divided based on their cover letters. So most of the people, they have wrote cover letters like general cover letters that they didn't even have search about the position. And very few people who has studied the position before applying, and they aligned their cover letter or their documents, there were very few. So those few are shortlisted for the interview. And that's how you should work on your application, that you should align, you should research the position, study for it, and then apply to it. That's how you will go through the process, and at least you will be shortlisted for the interviews. Yeah, and then the good way to, if you are applying for multiple positions, you should create an Excel file, write the university, their deadline, their results, when their results will be announced, and when did you apply for it, and the position name. So at the end, you know when will to which universities you have applied, when the deadline will end, and when the results will announce. So you have a track of your the tracks, and then you can improve. For example, if you remember, I applied to this position in this university in this country and I got the rejection, or so you can, when you next time apply, you will remember that you have already applied to it. You improves your documents, and then you applied for it again. In scholarship journey, the most important thing is that you stay motivated and you learn from the rejections. So rejections should always motivate you in the scholarships, because like if you are rejected 99 times, but you are accepted one time. So this one time is heavier than this 99 times. So you should always be motivated, and it is a continuous process. So because it's not just 1 day or 2 day or 3 day, you should work on your document, starting from your documents, starting from your profile. If you have low GPA, you should work on the other aspect of your professional or academic life. For example, low GPA, so you work on research skills. You take part in research activities with your seniors in your university or with your professor in your, so you should work with them in research projects. Just learn the skills, learn softwares, and that's how you overcome these aspects. And then, so I will also share my experience now. My GPA is less than 3, but I got master scholarship from Thais Tokyo Tech. I work in a Chinese company, so it also overcome my GPA there. And then I won a faculty scholarship there in Thailand, and then I also won a Japan Student Service Organization scholarship, and I studied for 1 semester in Kanazawa University, Japan as well. But I got higher GPA in my master degree with research publication. And then again, after coming back to Pakistan, I worked with Professor Khan and got involved in the research work with master student, bachelor students, and the PhD, and got some publications, which helped me helped me in getting my profile better. And then I applied to South Korea, so I was accepted in South Korea. I got 5 positions in different Italian universities, which include Sapienza University of Rome, which is one of the oldest university of Italy, Trieste University, Luigi Manfredi University, Campania, and I also got enrolled in United Arab Emirates University. And finally, I'm here at Technical University Vienna. I got rejections from Hong Kong and MEC scholarships. So this was my just short experience of how I applied to it and how I got these positions. So my GPA was less in bachelor degree, but I tried to work on the other documents, and which overcomes your deficiency. So you should always be honest. I'll also share one thing. I applied to United States. I approached a professor and I told him I have low GPA, but I have publications. And then he told me that it's fine. I will write justification for your low GPA. So you should always try to write something and make work on other aspects which can overcome your deficiencies. Now, if you have any question, I'm available. So,
Noman, thank you very much for the nice presentation. You have explained very well each and everything. The weaknesses, the strong points, each and everything you have explained very well, mashallah. If you can read in the chat, there are some questions, so it will be easy. You just
okay,
read the questions and then you can answer. So it will be easy for us.
Okay. Okay, this is sir. Most of the universities from Bilal Israr or professor don't fill online recommendation letter and university drop our application in the interview to fail. Sorry, this question is, I think, for you. That like professor should, but what my experience with Khan Shah Sahib is that he always fill these reference letter on time. So I hope all the professor can do. It can fill or can submit the admission this reference letter on time. But one thing for the student as well, always try to have a good working relation with your professors, at least 2 professors. So if whenever you need reference letter, they are available to you anytime. So I have educational gap of 5 years. I explained letter of computer science teaching. This question for the gap, I don't know if you are suggesting for master or PhD, but gap does not always matter, because if you have a gap, you can always compensate it with, because you are doing something in this gap. So you should mention this and make it aligned to the application process which you are doing. There is one question from Afghanistan. These are general requirements for it. It is not only for Pakistani students. So even if you are from Afghanistan, still you can apply and you will need all these documents. So these are not specific to Pakistani students. Sample format of personal statement. I will always suggest to, instead of sample format or asking people for sample format, the better approach is to search Google and then write like how to write personal statements or letter of motivation, and then you get all the points. And even there are universities which offer like how you should write a motivation letter as a personal statement. So once you read that, and then you write your own in your own words, because you are more creative than the person who sends you a personal statement. You can be more creative. So you will have your own way of writing. But if you follow personal statement of the other person, you don't know how he has written that, and it's kind of, you are maybe repeating things which usually people wrote. Does Duolingo okay for proficiency? Even a simple proficiency certificate is enough if you are applying to different countries. So IELTS is not always required, as I mentioned. Like European countries for PhD scholarship, they don't even require IELTS, especially if they are funded project positions. For Australia, I haven't, like, I don't have any personal experience, but there are some scholarship which are called RTP scholarship, and but you need to contact professors and then apply to universities based on your acceptance. I hope my information is correct. If you are applying for MS, it does not matter if you have a gap, but it depends which position you are applying, and you should always overcome your gap with some scientific things that you are doing. You are involved in teaching, you are involved in academic activities, etc. So there is one question that he has completed his master. He will complete his master degree by 2025, and with publication, you should start applying from next year, April or May. So you should start applying, and then you should continue applying, because there are several universities in Italy, and their deadline varies from until even November. So you should start in April or May. Visa process for scholarship holders are always easy. Only time will, like, for example, I got Italian visa and Austrian visa and Japanese visa and visa from Thailand. They didn't ask bank statements, and because we have the scholarship, so they know that they will be provided with financial support, so you don't need bank statements. And also, just the delay can happen. For example, in Italy, the delays are happening because of the appointments. So you can get delay, but you will surely get visa if you have a scholarship. This is personally, I have experiences for PhD. You won't have any rejection. If you don't have publication and also low GPA, so the better way is to, if you have time, you should start working with your seniors. If you know someone, or go to a professor who is involved in research work, ask him that if you can involve in the research work, and you should start learning it. So at least work on one of these two parameters. By, if you have low GPA, try to have publications, vice versa. I missed two things. One is about the self-finance admissions for master degree. So in Austria and Germany, you can get admission for master degree, but you should have a block account. In Austria, you don't need to have a block account, but in Germany, you need to have block account, which is around 11,000 euro for 1 year. In Austria, you don't need block account, so you just need to provide them with of my for his master degree, and recently he got Austrian passport. I also he got after master degree he got a job. So it's always better if you have these financial means, you should also think about going to these countries for based on personal support. Impact factor is it varies from field to field. Usually they judge people based on the research profile based on the impact factor. But for PhD admission, although it's if higher impact factor is better, but it's not kind of compulsory. If the paper is in acceptable journals like Scopus Index journal, so you should not worry. But the higher the quality, sometimes the quality is judged with the impact factor. So, but this is the least thing your profile will be judged with the impact factor. In Germany, scholarships, there are two types. One is from the DAT scholarship, and the other one is project-based position. So the project-based positions, professor offers in like you will see it LinkedIn or university profiles, and then they have mentioned their emails and what they require. So usually it's very simple. You just need to send cover letter and your references and academic documents, which is your recent transcript. In South Korea, if you get professor acceptance, then you because professor will be the financing your studies, so you don't need to get scholarship from another place, and you will apply based on that reference. My GPA is 2.9. Yes, you can start applying, but you should also work on other skills, maybe software skills, maybe research skills. So just to overcome these, but the more you apply, the more you will have chances. So you should also like either if people who have less GPA, they should consider applying to Indonesia, Malaysia. So at master level, you just need a place or international environment. So once, and you should not worry about the country more or the money or the living support you get. So you should get enough that you can survive there, but not that you just go like want to move to Europe if you have less GPA or something like that. So you just need a place, a platform where you can then further go beyond. The publication are mostly important for PhD admission. If you don't have it in your bachelor degree, it's fine. It's not important to have publication in bachelor degree, and it's not always possible to have publication in bachelor degree.
Noman?
Yes.
Thank you very much, beta. We are having less time, so you have answered most of the question, inshallah. Most of the participant we हम उम्मीद रखते हैं कि आप लोगों ने एंजॉय किया होगा, और जो आपके क्वेश्चंस हो तो आप हमारे साथ वो शेयर कर सकते हैं हमारे व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे और हमारे ईमेल पे। और नेक्स्ट हम रखेंगे इंशाल्लाह ऑस्ट्रेलिया के हवाले से एक वो रखेंगे इंशाल्लाह, और जो बाकी कंट्रीज है उसके हवाले से भी नेक्स्ट सेमिनार हम रखेंगे, तो उसमें फिर हमारे आप लोग हमें ज्वाइन कर लें इंशाल्लाह। नोमान, थैंक यू वेरी मच, जजाकल्लाह खैर। सोहेब? صاحب آپ کے ذہن میں اگر کوئی وہ ہے اور ڈسکشن کے لیے کوئی پوائنٹ ہو یا ان کے ساتھ کوئی شیئر کرنے کے لیے ہو. آپ نے ریکارڈنگ کی ہے؟ صہیب ٹھیک ہے، تو وی ول شیئر دا ریکارڈنگ ود آل آف یو. جو جن لوگوں سے مس بھی ہوا ہے تو انشاءاللہ جنہوں نے رجسٹریشن کیا ہے ان کو سرٹیفکیٹ بھی ملے گا اور ان کے ساتھ ہم یہ ریکارڈنگ شیئر بھی کر لیں گے. تو آپ لوگوں سے وہ درخواست ہے کہ آپ لوگ وہ انیشلی اسٹارٹ میں جو تھوڑی سی ڈسٹربنس ہو گئی اس کے لیے انشاءاللہ آپ معاف کریں گے اور آئندہ کے لیے آپ اپنے دوستوں کو بھی موٹیویٹ کریں گے. اچھا بیٹا BC کے بعد آپ کوشش کریں کہ کچھ پروفیسروں کے ساتھ آپ جوائنٹلی ریسرچ گروپ میں جوائن کر لیں. یونیورسٹی میں آپ جانتے ہوں گے کہ کچھ پروفیسرز یا اکثر پروفیسرز کام کرتے ہیں، تو ادھر جا کے ان کے ساتھ MSc اور PhD اسٹوڈنٹس کا جو ریسرچ چل رہا ہوتا ہے ان کے ساتھ آپ جوائن کر لیں گے تو آپ کے کچھ ریسرچ پیپر میں آپ کے نام آ جائیں گے. If you have a research paper then it become very easy to get scholarship. اگر آپ کے پاس ریسرچ پیپر نہیں ہے تو پھر بہت مشکل ہو جاتا ہے. ریسرچ پیپر اگر آپ کے پاس نہیں ہے تو آپ کا CGPA بہت ہائی ہونا چاہیے، آپ کا جو وہ پرپس آف اسٹیٹمنٹ ہے یا جو بھی ہے، جو موٹیویشن لیٹر ہے یا جو پروپوزل ہے وہ بہت اسٹرانگ ہونا چاہیے. لیکن if you have a research paper in impact factor Q1 category or even NW category, so you will get the scholarship very easily because the professor knows that you know about the research. So actually professor اپنے لیے جب بندہ دیکھتا ہے تو اس میں ریسرچ کی وہ کیپیسٹی دیکھتا ہے کہ if he or she knows about research or not. So if you have published a research paper, so then he or she will give you directly acceptance and also will give you scholarships and also will give you maybe he or she will involve you in his or her research project as well. So these are some suggestions. I hope inshallah we will learn from each other and see you in the next seminar. Noman, you want to say something?
تھینک یو سر. بس لوگوں سے تھوڑا سا معذرت کہ یہ مطلب انیشل میں تھوڑا سا وہ ہو گیا تھا، تو نیکسٹ ٹائم میں بھی اٹ ول بی مور organized way. So I hope everyone enjoyed and these information were based on my
Noman
experience.
bhai, I have a question.
Yes.
کائنڈلی اگر آپ اپنا لنکڈ ان پروفائل شیئر کر دیں سہیب بھائی کے ساتھ تو میں آپ کے ساتھ ذرا کنیکٹ کرنا چاہتا ہوں اور تھوڑا سا ڈسکشن کرنا چاہتا ہوں ریلیٹڈ ٹو مائی ریسرچ پیپر. میرا پبلیکیشن ابھی مطلب ہونے چاہ رہا ہے انشاءاللہ، تو اس کے حوالے سے آپ کے ساتھ کچھ ڈسکشن ہے. تو لنکڈ ان پروفائل یا نمبر جو بھی ہو آپ ذرا کائنڈلی شیئر کر دیں.
شور میں سہیب کے ساتھ شیئر کر لوں گا. اور دوسرا کہ جس میں اگر یہاں UT پشاور کے اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں سول انجینئرنگ کے تو کائنڈلی خان شاہ صاحب کے ساتھ کنیکٹ ہو جائے ان کے ریسرچ پروجیکٹس میں. تو میرے خیال سے جو بیچلر اسٹوڈنٹس ہے ماسٹر ہے تو ان کو مطلب زیادہ وہ مل جائے گا اس کے حوالے سے، ریسرچ کے حوالے سے.
اوکے تھینک
Okay,
یو.
Noman, thank you very much. جزاک اللہ خیر، آپ نے ٹائم دیا، آپ نے پریزنٹیشن دیا، آپ نے لوگوں کو گائیڈ کر دیا. بیٹا آپ کے جو بھی کویشچن ہے نعمان آسٹریا میں ہوتے آپ لوگوں کے ساتھ ان کا لنک ان ایڈریس اور ای میل ایڈریس وغیرہ جو لنک ان والا پروفائل ہے وہ آپ لوگوں کے ساتھ شیئر کر لیں گے. بہت جلدی ہم یہ پریزنٹیشن شیئر کر لیں گے. سہیب بیٹا اسی پہ کام کر لو اور یہ ان کے ساتھ شیئر کر لو. اور آخری سلائڈ پہ نعمان کے جتنے بھی ڈیٹیل ہیں انجینئر نعمان کے، لنک ان پروفائل، گوگل اسکالر، ای میل ایڈریس اور واٹس ایپ نمبر، اگر اجازت ہو نعمان واٹس ایپ نمبر بھی دے دیں.
صحیح ہے سر، کوئی ایشو نہیں ہے.
تھینک یو ویری مچ. تو کائنڈلی ان کا واٹس ایپ نمبر بھی ڈال دے. صحیح ہے، اور اپنا بھی نمبر ڈال دے، میرا بھی ڈال دے. تو اگر ان کا آپ لوگوں کا بیٹا KPK میں پاکستان کے اندر آپ کا کوئی بھی کام ہو اسکالرشپ سے ریلیونٹ، ریسرچ سے ریلیونٹ، کسی بھی وقت آپ لوگ میسج کر سکتے ہیں، آپ لوگ ای میل کر سکتے ہیں، ضرور انشاءاللہ جواب ملے گا آپ کو ٹائم پہ. سو ونس اگین تھینک یو ویری مچ ٹو دی ہول ٹیم. جزاک اللہ خیر. اللہ حافظ.